All right, I want to do a quick update here. Tomorrow is the PCE data, so we could move out of this range. But as of now, I just want to start in the zoomed out look of the NASDAQ 100 triple Qs. And I want you just to look to the left of the screen, right around this price target at 522. And this is really a range that the market was stuck in back in December of 2024. And we really didn't break out of that range until February and March, when we very temporarily broke out to an all-time high and then gave it all back. And then we did have that full correction in the stock market, but we are now back in this range, and this is definitely an area where the market saw lots of sellers before. There was no real new money coming into the market in this price range, and I think you could say the same for right now, which is why I like this zoomed out view, because I want you to understand that even if we are going higher, this is definitely not like you are getting a great deal on what you are buying, like you were getting back down here in March and April, or even very early May. You were still getting some decent prices, and you're just not going to get that up here. So if you are buying up here, there's nothing wrong with that. Just keep in mind, right around 522, you are buying near the top of what could be a range, and your risk reward ratios are not very good unless you are managing risk very tightly. So just keep that in mind. I think this could become a range trading market. I think lots of June, we could just basically go lots of nowhere as we digest a lot of this V-shaped recovery, and digesting it could just be in the form of a giant bull flag where we just sort of ping pong around within a range and really go much of nowhere by the time we look in the rearview mirror at the end of June. So just keep that in mind. I think it could be a time to just take a break in trading and don't necessarily expect any giant moves in the market. I think a lot of the giant moves have already been realized, and I think a lot of traders are just sort of waiting around, waiting for something to happen. And I do think that could be reflected in the price action, which could just sort of chop around and really go much of nowhere. And that doesn't mean we can't go higher, and that doesn't mean we can't go lower, but I think mostly if you zoom out, you'll see prices really just going much of nowhere. So again, that's kind of my expectation for June coming up. Wouldn't be expecting any giant moves in either direction. I'm not saying you can't trade the range. I'm just saying maybe expect a range and don't expect some giant bull trend or bear trend in the month of June. On SPY, it's really the same exact thing. If you zoom out here and you look to the left, right around 590 up to about 596 is just a range that the market has been stuck in. And yes, we broke out of that range and came back into it. But now that we're back in this range, don't expect too much here. And on SPY, you can really just stay bull above 576 or 582. And if we can hold above the 590s, the next price target I would be looking for to the upside would be up there at 604. And then very quickly on Bitcoin, we're getting a bear breakdown below 107,000. So keep that in mind. As you can clearly see, price made a lower high and then rejected into a lower low breakdown. And that lower low breakdown below 107,000, I did tell you, could take you down to 102,000. So if you are a Bitcoin bull, I do think you should be aware of this, because from even today's price down to 102,000 is still another 4 to 5% drop, because yes, we could go even lower than what I'm showing here. So keep that in mind. This could be a sign of some risk off sentiment. Again, maybe we just chop around and go absolutely nowhere and stay within a range. But either way, you should be managing risk here in Bitcoin. Year to date, we are currently up 18.13%. We are still absolutely crushing this market. And this is TSC Trade Alerts, where all of you can get this exact same performance, because I send you the buy and sell alerts of the percent allocations that I am taking for the TQQQ and the SQQQ. We still have tons of cash in TSC Trade Alerts. So if you've been thinking about joining, now is a great time, because you could jump right in and start trading with us immediately. And you can find out how to join my alert service by clicking on the link in the description of this video or the comment section. So thank you for watching, everybody. Now go crush this market.